Hello and welcome to this Rain Crafts podcast. My name is Raina. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry under SF Chick. And you can also find It's Raining Crafts Instagram account as well. Today is Thursday, August 25th, 2022. I know that because it is the first day of school for my 6th grader. Wow, 6th grade. So wild, and he will be 12 in 2 months. 2 months from tomorrow, he will be 12. So, I have for you, first off, this is a podcast about my knitting and little adventures that I may take and life lessons I learn along the way in my knitting. So, what I'm not wearing anything but this torrid ruche dress that I got before my birthday in May. It is very comfortable and it has pockets, and I'm loving dresses with pockets this summer. I can tell you that. I buy these dresses off Amazon, and they have pockets, and then they make me look really slender too. So usually when I'm podcasting, I have my comfort stripe cardigan on, and that is hanging on the banister that way. It's underneath Finnegan. So why don't we get into some finished objects? The first finished object is my classic cuffed hat by Purl Soho. This is out of Lolo Did It in her Star Wars colorway. This was the first colorway of the club. I usually get her DK because it's so plump and luscious, and I can't wait to see what it looks like after it's blocked. But I think that I will give this to my son for his birthday when he turns 12 in 2 months. As I said earlier, it's hard to believe. And then I'm going to knit him a couple more hats, I think. And then the next one, so that is Lolo Did It out in her Star Wars colorway, club colorway, in her DK, in her USA DK base. So I can say that. The next one I went to Frederick, Maryland in June with my mother for the day. And we just walked around, and of course, when there's a yarn store, we must go in and we must buy all the things. Not all the things, but maybe some of the things. Some of the things ended up into this sparky sweater. This is Sparky Pullover by Andrea Mowry. And Tupelo Honey is the gold, and Soiree is the purple. And I made it short sleeved. I omitted the 1x1 color work, and I omitted the pockets because I've done afterthought pockets and I have not sewn them in yet. So, the next one I just finished today. This is the Ingalls sweater by Caitlin Hunter. in out of Lolo Did It yarn in her Outlander colorways. She had a 12-month club for Outlander maybe 2 years ago. So I took the pinks because, of course, I love pink. Can you tell in my new glasses? And knit the ingalls sweater. I did the snowflakes in another month colorway. And I did the body. And I didn't run out of the pink. The pink on the bottom got tangled. And there's much more life than to untangle yarn. So I just joined the blue. And today I finished off the collars with the blue, the sleeve caps with the blue. So that's the ingalls sweater by Caitlin Hunter. And there's just more to life than sitting and untangling yarn if it makes you frustrated. I just want to knit all the yarn that's behind here. I don't want to have to sit and untangle the yarn. I do have some volunteers in my family that will do that for me from time to time. And then so we're going in the whips now. And this sweater came out last month. And I had 2 of my colors already in stash. So I had to get 2 more colors. This is in my Tanny Casey bag. My new Tanny Casey bag. It is so pretty. It's roomy. I had to go get some blood work done today. So while I was waiting for the blood work, waiting to be called to get my blood work done, I was knitting on my sweater. So I just got a message on my phone. It's not important. But this is the Alpenglow by Andrea Mowry. And this will be my second Rhinebeck this year. So I'm knitting a Rhinebeck sweater. So the light blue is called Cuckoo Flower. The pink is Lady Slipper. The teal is Creasham Creek. And the yellow is Trillium. So for the rest of the body, I'm on my 3rd repeat now. I started my 3rd repeat last night on my sweater. And if you've done mosaic knitting and you've done stranded color work, you can do this sweater. It is so simple, but I highly advise you're watching an intense show like House of Dragon. It's the prequel to Game of Thrones. To watch what you're doing and not slip too many stitches, because you will. I noticed on one underneath one arm, I slipped 4 stitches instead of 2, and I didn't like that. I mean, I liked it, but I was like, oh, this will be under than anything underarm, so no one will notice. But you live and you learn. And there's just so many exciting shows that are coming out on Disney and Amazon, and there's just so many that I have to live up to, because the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power starts on Wednesday. Tim and Heidi from Making the Cut, Tim Gunn and Heidi Klum came back, and that started on Friday. So new episodes drop every Friday. She-Hulk, oh my god, I watched it with my son, and it was like, oh my god, this show is awesome. I have to keep watching it. I'm not a Marvel person. I'm more of a I live Marvel through my guys. So, in Star Wars through them. So, that is the alpenglow sweater. And it's out of a wool in her sport base. I had Creation Creek and Trillium already in my stash. I had to buy the cuckoo flower and the lady slipper to go with it. And so I decided to take the summer off from recording because summer goes fast. Like yesterday, it was like 5th grade was ending and July was here, and it went like that, and August came, and it went like that, and now it's August 25th, and we started 6th grade today. So, I know, I love my guys. I can't say enough about Kellen and how much I love him and how much he drives me crazy at the same time. But he's a kid. So, while we were off for the summer, the last time that I talked to you, I went to Maryland Sheep and Wool. I picked up the Trillium color to go with the Creation Creek for another sweater. That was by Andrea Mowry, the Metamorphic sweater. It was sitting in a bag for the longest time. The collar was done. It needed to be short rows in the next section. I am not a fan of short rows in ribbing because I can only do short rows in stockinette and purl. But you learn what you like and you learn what you don't like in your knitting. And so that was Kellen's first time, the Maryland Sheep and Wool too, and he rather enjoyed himself. And he got to talk to people and saw some sheep, and he was pretty satisfied with his trip. And he got a needle-felted penguin that he named Felto. And then June came, and in July we went to Virginia Beach. We had the 4th of July here, went to Virginia Beach, came back, celebrated Mom's birthday, and then it was August. So we went to the Museum of Baltimore Museum of Art one day during vacation. I had my ingalls sweater in my bag, and I was just going around and round. That's when I was in the roundy part of my sweater. So I was roundy knitting in the museum, and every time that I would drop a stitch, I would sit and pick that stitch up and then I would be on my way. And there were 4 of us that started together, and then it became 3, then it became 1. So we each had our time in the Museum of Art, and I ended up in the gift shop. That's where everybody met me. And I got a Ruth Bader Ginsburg ornament because I loved Ruth Bader Ginsburg and had such a hard time when she passed away. She was so good for our country. So, other than that, I hope that you are well. I hope that your knitting brings you joy and your animals bring you joy. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.